Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and Happy New Year. My name is Steve. This is my 1969 Triumph Spitfire, and if you've been following along, we're just getting started to do a restoration on this car. Tonight we're going to go ahead and get a couple of body components removed from the car so we can try to help lighten it up a little bit and get it ready to have the frame separated from the actual body. Tonight we're going to try to get the boot lid off, the doors, and possibly remove the fuel tank as well as the wiring harness. During the week I got a few things accomplished, nothing major, but just a couple of things that I really wanted to try to get knocked out. I went ahead and I did explore a little bit back here, and I found that that black padding that's sitting on top of the rear seat panel is actually sound deadening like I had expected. This is actually original sound deadening from the original build of the car back in 1969, so that's why it's as hard and crusty as it is. I went ahead and I also removed the driver's side seat just to try to get a little more access to the floor pan to actually get a good look at it. I've never actually looked at it until just the other night, so that's kind of exciting. But outside of that, didn't really get anything else done throughout the week, so here we are, Saturday night, kids in bed, wife's doing some studying, so let's go ahead and get some wrenching done. So this is actually a great opportunity to go ahead and take a look at this boot lid. You can really kind of see some of the major rust that I'm talking about in the past video, some of my major concerns. I did do some thinking on this, and I might actually go ahead and give a go at trying to weld in some new metal on this and try to fix it. Because looking these up, these boot lids are actually about $600 new from some of the major parts suppliers, so I've got nothing to lose. But what we're going to do is we're going to get started by getting this off the car. Let's go ahead and get it separated. Alright, so now that we've gone ahead and gotten that boot lid off, we're going to go ahead and start working on getting this fuel tank out. Fun thing about this fuel tank is that I was taking the back seat out the other night, I noticed that somebody at some point had etched the word tanker into the actual tank itself. So I think that might be the nickname for this project from now on. It's going to be tanker. Who knows? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think it's kind of cool. But to get started on this, there's a couple of little clamps up in here that we need to go ahead and disconnect. Essentially, this fuel filler cap is attached to the tank itself by a rubber hose, and then there's just these two pretty much clamps that hold it in place. A couple little flatheads, shows you how old they are. And we're going to get those pulled off. We'll get the actual fuel filler cap removed. Then we'll come back around to the other side. We'll go ahead and disconnect the fuel sender gauge wire, and then there's just a couple of bolts that we use to pop out the tank, and that's it. Nice and easy. Alright, that does it for getting the tank pulled out of the actual car. That was pretty straightforward. It was actually just 5 bolts. I thought there was 4, but it was 5 that was holding it in. As you saw, pulling off the tank itself was pretty straightforward. Getting the fuel filler off also was really kind of straightforward too. If you look on the back though, there's a bolt that's supposed to lock this guy in place. It wasn't there. So when we go ahead and put this thing back together, we'll definitely have to do that a little bit better and make sure it's actually secured. But now that we got that done, why don't we take a look at getting these doors off. Alright, onto the doors. These are just a couple of 1/2-inch bolts, which is one of the things I absolutely love about this car. Pretty much everything's a 1/2 inch or a 9/16. So pretty straightforward, just a couple of bolts, and I should be able to pop this off with relative ease. And we'll see though. I'm not sure how much this weighs, but I can't imagine it's too much more than 50 or 75 pounds at the absolute most, and that's probably even being a little exaggerating. But let's get started. Alright, that's the last bolt. As you can see, I was having a difficult time with that one down there, so I decided to change tactics a little bit and go at it from this side. And I'll have to figure that one out, maybe just apply a little bit of heat, get a better angle once I get the door off. But I should be able to get that one out. I did apply some penetrating oil on the other side too, but obviously, as you can see, didn't come out so well. So let's see if we can actually get this thing off now. Oh, so look at that. There's a couple of really big Phillips head screws that are actually holding this thing in. I still have to get from this side. Well, now that that's off, let's see if we can maybe get to this guy a little bit easier now with our ratchet. Wow, that was a pain. And mighty noisy. I love it when all the right bolts are put in the right place by the last person who put this thing together. We had some door bolts that were actually going into the mount over here for the hinge, so that might be part of the problem. But yeah, that's out, so sweet. We got some access now, and yeah, pretty excited about that. It's one door down, let's go get the other. Well, seeing as how that last one was such a barrel of fun, this one should be pretty straightforward, I hope. Fingers crossed. We'll see, but let's get started. There we go. Alright folks, so we got 2 doors off, we got a boot lid off, and we got a fuel tank out. I'm pretty happy with that progress for tonight. I think that this is where I'm going to honestly call it a night. I'm a little bit tired. It's pretty warm in here, which is ironic because a week ago it was freezing in here. But welcome to Florida. So on this door, a little bit of surprise in the sense of, again, finding a mixture of hardware, a couple of different styles of bolts that were used here. So I'm going to definitely refer to the Moss catalog or British Victoria or whomever, and just take a look at the catalog and find out what's the right hardware to go in here, but also into the door. So that's about it. If you guys liked what you saw today, please definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and hope you have a great night. Cheers.